Em 16 de dezembro de 2025, Jasco, criador do canal do YouTube Jasco Camps, passa a noite acampando na Floresta do Diabo durante uma nevasca. Seu canal é focado em locais assombrados e explorações noturnas perigosas. Acompanhado por Chandler, em sua primeira viagem de acampamento, ele entra em uma floresta conhecida por desaparecimentos, um passado violento e um antigo cemitério com temperaturas abaixo de zero.
Tonight, we're going to be camping inside of one of the world's most haunted forests. Let me tell you a little bit about this forest. So, there was a man by the name of Bernard Hatch who used to tie his victims to the end of his truck, drag them up dirt roads all throughout this forest, and then dismember their bodies all throughout. But not only that, there was a doctor, Dr. Stu Ben, who used to perform crazy experiments on his patients, and if he messed up, he genuinely just killed them. It is rumored that he buried them in a cemetery deep in this forest under fake names so no one would question it. Then there's also a lake where it was believed that the mafia dumped bodies into it. Now, apart from that, it is also believed that this forest is haunted by this white-faced shadow figure. Apparently, if you were to come face to face with this thing, it scars you for the rest of your life. There was also a chair in this forest, like a stone chair. And it was believed that if you sat in this chair, it would bring you bad luck. After a high school party, a girl came here with all her friends and she sat in that chair. 24 hours later, she died in a car crash. And yeah, let's show you guys around a little bit. The snow is deep, guys. I mean, look at this, you ready? And luckily we have this truck, genuinely made for off-roading and stuff like that. And I will say, I don't know how much we're gonna be pushing it with this thing. We're probably gonna be doing a lot of traversing, a lot of walking. So yeah. What the hell was that? That was behind our tent.
Literally. Someone was like by the tent for a minute.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I have it ready. My spirit box. Is there anyone here at our campsite right now? I couldn't get my van here, so this is the second best thing, I suppose.
Accidental.
Accidental?
Are we talking about the death that happened to you? What actually happened to you? Can you share that with us? But what was that noise, bro?
I don't know.
Hello? Oh my God, listen to that echo.
I know.
Hello?
Gosh.
Oh, what was that? That was a voice.
How far back does this forest go?
Miles. Like miles and miles and miles. Man.
Holy, bro. Sounds like a little footstep over there. That sounds so weird because it's outside in the snow, but like I heard,
yeah,
it sounded like a crunch, like.
Okay. All right, guys, so we were just walking and we noticed over there's a sign that leads to a trail. Now, we have no idea where this one leads to. However, we were just filming for Chandler's channel and we experienced something so damn terrifying. We didn't go the right way, by the way.
Oh shit, wait.
Yeah, we're supposed to go down the trail.
Yeah, oh my God.
What the fuck?
What was that?
Chandler, that was a laugh. Yeah.
À medida que eles avançam cada vez mais pela floresta coberta de neve, a atmosfera muda rapidamente. Jasco ouve sons distantes ecoando entre as árvores, vozes que não pertencem a nenhum dos dois. Momentos depois, uma risada repentina quebra o silêncio vinda de trás. Chandler reage imediatamente, virando a cabeça e vasculhando a escuridão.
Chandler?
What?
I was walking, I just kept like, something was like moving with me under the snow.
Oh, what the heck?
I mean, bro, they're dirty. I mean, you take a look at them.
Yeah.
So maybe they were just ditched here a while back. Clearly,
It had to have been a long time ago, like.
If there's anybody here with us that wants to communicate, can you let us know if you were someone who died here, a victim? Were you someone who went missing here? Was your body ever found? Please use your energy into my device here. It's so like eerily quiet.
Yeah.
So when you do hear something,
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, something's here. What the hell is that? Okay, this is actually freaking me out right now. Wait a second.
Huh?
I just heard a voice. I just heard a voice. It wasn't yours.
Nope. Wasn't talking.
Someone was here. You see these tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago, but someone was here. Hello!
Okay. All right.
Oh
All
my
right.
God. Okay, we are not alone out here. Yeah, let's start heading back.
Cool. What?
Oh, it's hard as shit.
Oh my God.
It's a hoodie, bro.
Who's taking their hoodie off in the middle of winter?
Well, we've seen tracks here. Chandler, people go missing in this forest. We just came across some personal belongings here.
Shit, hey, wait, you're right.
Ao longo da trilha, eles descobrem objetos abandonados congelados na neve. Primeiro, um par de botas antigas aparece parcialmente enterrado. Mais adiante, encontram um moletom de New Hampshire, rígido de gelo. As roupas não parecem ter sido deixadas recentemente e, em uma floresta ligada a pessoas desaparecidas, as descobertas soam pessoais, não acidentais.
I don't think we should fuck with this.
No.
This is like really giving me bad vibes.
Yeah.
Can you give us a sign to let us know you're here? Whoa! Oh shit!
Dude, wait, did you see that?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, remember rules.
Yes. That was like a tree knock. Let's see.
From where? I hate the woods, bro. It's so echoey out here.
Spirits, if there's someone here, can you replicate this noise for me?
Okay, bro, like where? From freaking where?
It's just like the echo. God knows where it's coming from.
À medida que a noite se aprofunda, um assobio agudo ecoa pela floresta. Jaskel reconhece o som imediatamente. Avisos locais dizem para nunca assobiar na mata. Chandler fica visivelmente tenso enquanto o som se perde entre as árvores, sem deixar uma direção clara.
Chandler,
What?
they're glow sticks.
What?
Glow sticks.
What
Dude,
the
they've
heck?
been here for a while. If they're like basically underneath the snow. There's one right there as well. Bro, this one's underneath.
Wait, there's no way that those were there.
They weren't. We would have seen it before we even put the tent up. It was in front of the tent. We gotta make sure.
Hello? Wait, there could be someone in there.
Okay. So Chandler,
Yeah. Like what?
when we were here earlier, I said to you that if anyone else came out here apart from us, it would genuinely be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, one, the weather,
Yeah.
two, the driving conditions, but then we've seen footprints, recent footprints.
Yep.
So who would be out here and why? Well, someone clearly knows that we're here, obviously. That's a given. Okay, so guys, you can see it. Police just showed up. So apparently, they got some calls about a lot of weird shit going on in the forest. We just spoke to them a little bit, kind of just cleared up. We have nothing to do with whatever's going on. They really didn't want to tap too much into it. We showed them on our phone like some timestamps we have, like when we first got here, some text messages we sent, and they were like, okay, cool. I thought they were coming back.
Yeah.
But we kind of just cleared everything up, made sure that we were okay, and they were also saying that they don't think it's a good idea to spend the night here.
Yeah.
Quando eles retornam ao acampamento, bastões luminosos surgem repentinamente ao redor da barraca. Nenhum dos dois os colocou ali. Pouco depois, a polícia chega e os alerta sobre atividades incomuns na região, aconselhando que não passem a noite no local. Apesar do aviso, Jasco decide continuar. A partir desse momento, eles já não estão mais sozinhos na floresta.
Chandler, that was a fucking gunshot. That was a gunshot.
What was?
Chandler, that was a gunshot.
What do you mean? What the? Turn off. Yeah. Fuck. Turn it off.
I'm trying. Is it the wind?
How the? Yes.
Wait, hold on. Shh. Wait. What is going on right now,
Wait,
Chandler?
what the? Is that a car? Was that seriously a gunshot?
That was a gunshot, 100%. 100%.
You're lying. Shh. Do it quiet.
Oh.
Dude, what was that?
Oh! Chandler's another gunshot. We have to
we
go.
gotta
We have to go now.
Enquanto tentam dormir, ruídos desconhecidos voltam a surgir. Em seguida, 2 disparos ecoam nas proximidades, e o som elimina qualquer dúvida. Jasco e Chandler arrumam tudo imediatamente e deixam o acampamento no escuro, escolhendo a segurança em vez de respostas. Eles não esperam para descobrir quem disparou ou por quê. Muitos espectadores passaram a focar no comportamento humano, como acampamentos marcados, vozes distantes, luzes estranhas e os avisos da polícia, em vez de buscar explicações paranormais. Se alguém marcou o acampamento no escuro, será que a intenção era voltar quando ninguém estivesse acordado? George e Joe estavam viajando pelo país de Gales em sua van quando pararam para passar a noite após um longo dia. Por volta das 4 da manhã, Joe acordou com o som da porta traseira se abrindo e viu um homem parado ali calmamente, olhando para dentro.
4 in the morning, and I've just been woken up by some guy opening the back door. I've no idea if he drilled it and I was in a deep sleep. I open my eyes and there's a guy staring me in the face. I just shouted at the guy and said, "What the back door and locked it, but yeah, now I'm just up and looking out the window nervously. And he just calmly backed away and walked up the road and just disappeared like it was nothing. So dangerous.
Quando Joe gritou, o invasor não entrou em pânico. Ele simplesmente recuou, caminhou pela estrada e desapareceu na escuridão. Pela manhã, eles perceberam que a van não havia sido trancada corretamente e que alguém provavelmente testou a porta durante a noite.
Should lock the van, but I don't think it is.
It still makes the sound, but it doesn't turn red. So let's try locking it.
This is how we got in. We didn't lock it properly.
Embora pudesse ter sido apenas alguém passando pelo local e aproveitando para verificar um veículo destrancado, o comportamento calmo do homem levantou questões inquietantes. Se a porta estivesse trancada, ele teria ido embora com a mesma tranquilidade ou teria permanecido ali por mais tempo? Em 11 de dezembro de 2025, Kate, criadora do Kate Roams, se preparava para uma noite de acampamento furtivo no Reino Unido. Seu conteúdo mostra a vida solo em vans e viagens tranquilas ao ar livre. Estacionada ao lado de um riacho em sua primeira noite de volta da Noruega, ela planejava enfrentar uma tempestade de inverno dentro da van, esperando nada além de vento e chuva.
Back home in the UK after my incredible trip to Norway. However, I have been welcomed home with some very severe weather warnings. Very typical British weather. I've got severe rain, severe winds. The storm, I've just checked, is due to arrive in about half an hour, so I might go have a wander. There's a little canal down there. You make the most out of it. Like, I'm being more of a stealthy park up tonight, but that's the reality of van life. It is what it is. You make the most out of it. Ooh, there's a path down there. The clouds look absolutely miserable. The wind is most certainly picking up. I'm surrounded by like a barrier of dark clouds.
Alertas de clima severo cobriam a região quando Kate voltou da Noruega. Chuvas fortes e ventos intensos eram esperados durante a noite. Em vez de seguir viagem, ela escolheu um estacionamento público, planejando permanecer despercebida até outro dia de manhã. À medida que a luz do dia desaparecia, o vento aumentava no espaço aberto e o local começou a parecer menos temporário do que ela havia imaginado.
The angle at which I'm cooking right now is probably not great, but I really don't want to step foot outside the van. It's freezing out there. Norway was cold, but it was dry cold. Dry cold is so much nicer than wet cold. The van is literally shaking. My stove is flying away. I'm being literally blown all over the place. And it's getting cold as well. I might have to bring it in because my flame keeps going out. Got it a bit open, but not a lot. Obviously I need airflow because I've got gas on, but it's howling. Howling out there.
Ao anoitecer, a tempestade já havia se instalado por completo. O vento balançava a van enquanto a chuva batia sem parar. Do lado de dentro, Kate tentou manter a rotina, preparando o jantar enquanto rajadas repentinas apagavam repetidamente o fogareiro a gás. O frio úmido parecia mais intenso do que o que ela havia enfrentado no exterior. Mais tarde, ela transformou o sofá em cama e tentou descansar enquanto a tempestade continuava lá fora.
It's about midnight right now, and a group of teenagers have pulled up next to me like a boy racer car. I can hear them around the van. They keep talking about illegal stuff, razzing their cars around and playing like really loud music. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, from what I can tell, there's about 3 vehicles and I'm fully blocked in.
Em algum momento depois da meia-noite, o cenário sonoro mudou. O vento deu lugar a motores, música e vozes à medida que carros se aproximavam da área. A movimentação continuou por horas, deixando Kate acordada e sem conseguir mover a van. Pela manhã, a chuva ainda persistia. O local já estava vazio e ela seguiu viagem para uma manutenção programada da van. Mais tarde, muitos espectadores se concentraram menos na tempestade e mais em questões práticas. Estar sozinha, cercada e dependente de tudo permanecer calmo durante a noite. E como sempre falo aqui em um acampamento, é muito pior encontrar um ser humano do que algo sobrenatural ou animal. O que você faria no lugar dela? Antes de irmos para o próximo vídeo, inscreva-se no canal para receber toda semana novos conteúdos assustadores. E bora para o próximo vídeo. Em 16 de novembro de 2025, o canal do YouTube 401 Files publicou um vídeo intitulado Eu Não Deveria Ter Ficado Aqui Sozinho, gravado nas profundezas de North York Moors, no Reino Unido. O que começou como uma noite tranquila e solitária na floresta, aos poucos se transformou em algo profundamente perturbador.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me back here again on the channel. In this video, I'm going to be spending a solo night hammock camping in one of the UK's most notorious hotspots for strange phenomena. Without further ado guys, please do kick back, relax and enjoy. So I think the first point of call is to get in these woods and get the tarp up as quick as possible, because although the morning has started out quite bright, quite sunny.
Não muito tempo depois de montar o acampamento, ele comentou sobre sua última experiência, quando percebeu um movimento profundo entre as árvores. No início, parecia uma grande figura com forma humana.
By something moving in the woods, and so it was like a side profile of a large man. I remember looking at this thing, and the weirdest thing about the whole situation is how it was moving. It was like it was on like a treadmill. Like it was just sitting there, and it was like an escalator, like you know, you go to those airports where you can like stand and the escalator will just take you. And so it was basically gliding across in the deep woods, and it was inset, you know, 10 to 15 feet approximately into the woods. So I could just see a black, large man-sized profile just basically gliding across the ground.
What do you want from me, man? What do you want from me? That's weird, because you guys can't actually see Lily in the shot, so it just looks like I'm talking randomly to myself. I can assure you, there is a dog there, making me look like a right fool. Come into the shot, please. Just come into the shot so people can see you and know that I'm not crazy. Come on. There. You're still not in the shot. There you are. Right, we're there. I'm pretty sure people want to see you more anyway. Where are you? There you are. Oh, see you then. Should have stirred it. So anyway, Lil, tell me about your day. How's your day been? You been up to much?
Um som inexplicável ecoou entre as árvores. Um gemido profundo surgia e desaparecia, baixo e distante, mas próximo o suficiente para parecer real. Ele parou de se mover, ouvindo atentamente, sabendo que era o mesmo som que havia escutado meses antes.
The action camera will be. What the hell was that? Out of all the places I've come to explore in my life, the North Yorkshire Moors provides the weirdest sounds you've ever heard. In fact, I was back up here a few weeks back, and I heard something creepy as hell. If I've got the footage, so the video never came to light. I don't know why. Something happened with storage, I think, or there was some technical issue where I had to start deleting a load of things. So the video never got wrapped up, but I kept the important footage, which was the sounds that I picked up. And if I can find them throughout my album right now, I'll paste them in on this video so you guys can hear it right now. What is that? Over the years, people have asked me about like tree structures and what I think of tree structures. Do I believe that they are made by some kind of interdimensional?
A floresta não ofereceu mais nenhum conforto depois disso. Movimentos repentinos, sons bruscos e a sensação de estar sendo observado passaram a acompanhá-lo. Em certo momento, algo passou correndo tão rápido que fez seu coração disparar, deixando-o abalado e em silêncio.
Lily, come. Lily, come. Did you guys see that? What the hell? A rabbit just literally ran. I thought it was Lily at first. Nearly jumped into my lap. What the hell? Jesus. Lily, come. Yeah, sorry guys. This face that I'm talking about right now, like I've said, it could be two friends out on a hike, you know, maybe they're out camping, and one of the friends sees something off in the distance that the other friend doesn't see. Now, the friend that didn't see the being off in the woods or wherever, when they look at their friend after the sighting, they say that their face is frozen in fear. Now, this would be absolutely terrifying, right? Their face, their jaw is...
À medida que a noite avançava, pensamento permanecia claro em sua mente. O que quer que estivesse ali fora, não queria ser visto, mas queria que ele soubesse que estava por perto.
In the woods, in the thick, dense woods between the trees, because people have seen Bigfoot, people have seen these extraterrestrial beings claim that that is how these creatures move. It's almost like gliding along the floor through the trees at high speed. Can you imagine trying to evade something that can move with that much ease, without any restriction, without any friction towards the ground at all? You'd have no chance. And that in itself would be enough to just want to fall on the floor and curl up in a ball. But then why do they have legs? If they can glide across the forest floor with ease like that, if they can, you know, manipulate the elements somehow, why have legs at all? I have no answers for this. I have no answers, but I pray that I don't ever see the day where something unexplained, creepy as hell, is moving through the forest like that.
No final, a floresta voltou a ficar em silêncio, mas o medo permaneceu. Alguns lugares não precisam de provas para parecerem errados. Às vezes, a sensação já é o aviso. Em uma noite de novembro de 2025, Carrie, do Carrie Outdoors, armou sua barraca em uma área isolada de floresta no Reino Unido, onde a escuridão caiu rapidamente e a mata logo se encheu de sons inquietantes. Embora soubesse que a vida selvagem era a causa mais provável, estar sozinha no escuro fazia com que cada barulho parecesse mais intenso e ameaçador.
When I tell you there's some really strange noises going on in the woods tonight, like, and even though the rational part of your brain is saying, oh, it's the deer, it really does set like your anxiety off. Sorry, you can't really see me, it's so dark. Obviously I'm relying on the head torch, but I've heard some really, really crazy noises which I've tried to pick up on camera for you guys. And there's one thing being rational about it and being logical about it, and there's another thing being in the middle of the woods in the dark and hearing it. It's a totally different experience, I'm not gonna lie.
Mais tarde, a lanterna começou a falhar, mesmo estando totalmente carregada, aumentando a sensação de desconforto enquanto os sons continuavam ao redor do acampamento.
Can you hear that? Is my camera picking that up? Right, anyway, like I was saying, I'm camped next to a really nice little stream, which is lovely, and I've got my lantern on, which I bring on every one of my trips. But I'm having some problems with it because I charged it up all day today and it was fully charged. Then I got here and I turned it on and the light on it was red, which means that the battery is dead. How is that possible when I've charged it to full charge? But now the light's turned green, so at the moment it's working, but it's been really temperamental.
Embora nada visível tenha aparecido, a combinação de barulhos constantes e pequenas falhas nos equipamentos fez a floresta parecer inquieta.
Can you hear that? I mean, what is it so angry about? Like, what are you chatting about, dude? And why? Why today? It's crazy because whether I was here or not, those noises would be going on. But it's really, and I've said this earlier on in my video, but it's really hard to hear stuff like that and think rationally. Like, I know what it is. Logic is like, I know what it is. But at the same time, it sounds so creepy.
Carrie decidiu permanecer dentro da barraca até o amanhecer, e quando a luz do dia chegou, a floresta voltou ao seu estado habitual de calma. Provavelmente não passou de vida selvagem e coincidência, mas quando a lógica e o instinto entram em conflito no escuro, quão certa você pode realmente estar? Quando o passado se recusa a permanecer em silêncio, explorar lugares marcados por tragédia se torna um jogo perigoso. Esta investigação acompanha Angelo, criador do canal Exploring with Angelo, conhecido por viajar sozinho para alguns dos locais mais remotos e com intensa atividade paranormal do mundo, na tentativa de documentar o inexplicável. Em uma noite ele retornou ao Mount Seven, na Colômbia Britânica, uma montanha tão bela quanto mortal, famosa por acidentes fatais envolvendo menores, trabalhadores da indústria madeireira, mortes suspeitas e acidentes aéreos.
It's also haunted. What we do know is that it's haunted by, probably people who used to work up in that area, which is a very dangerous spot to be in, especially during the winter. I have been up there during the winter time, and it is quite treacherous. So we do know there's deaths from, lumber workers, miners, all that sort of thing. And there's also something else going on up there. On multiple occasions now, I have seen something, and I don't know who or what it is.
Angelo acreditava que a montanha era assombrada e sentia ali uma presença pesada, algo que já havia experimentado em várias ocasiões e que esperava compreender. Enquanto seguia em direção ao topo para acampar, ele chegou a um local conhecido e imediatamente percebeu que algo estava errado. O grande braseiro metálico, que sempre foi uma estrutura permanente, havia simplesmente desaparecido.
It smells so good up here. So I don't know if I'm tripping out or something, but I swear the fire pit is missing. What? So the spot is empty and there's no one here, which is good. That means we might be able to camp up here again. I am obviously going to go to the top because you have to. If you come up here, you literally have to go all the way to the top. But kind of confused. Where did it? Yeah, it's literally missing. Unless I'm tripping or somebody moved it somewhere. There is legit no fire pit anymore. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah, wasn't it like literally right there? Either someone stole it. I would not be surprised if that was the case. Yeah, that's weird. Odd. So yeah, there used to be like a building over here, which is gone now. I don't know why.
Sem conseguir encontrá-lo em lugar algum, ele passou a questionar se havia sido roubado ou se algo mais estranho já estava acontecendo. Com a chegada da noite e o aumento da tensão, duas batidas altas e fortes ecoaram da floresta, claras demais para serem naturais. Armado com spray de pimenta para ursos, Angelo entrou na floresta completamente escura, onde a lanterna revelou que o braseiro desaparecido havia sido movido dezenas de metros e escondido entre as árvores. Ao retornar ao acampamento, um estrondo repentino o fez correr de volta e encontrar sua mesa pesada e o tripé violentamente virados, sem ninguém por perto e sem qualquer explicação lógica.
It sounded like something crashed. What was it? I don't see anything. Wait, what the f***? Whoa! How the hell did that happen? What the f***? Something knocked the table over. And my tripod. Ok.
Decidindo mudar de lugar, Angelo dirigiu mais para baixo da montanha e confirmou pelo GPS que havia parado sem saber exatamente no local onde dois corpos foram encontrados dentro de um carro em circunstâncias suspeitas. Enquanto explorava uma estrada estreita e deteriorada nas proximidades, a noite se intensificou quando um grito agudo cortou a floresta, seguido poucos instantes depois por outro grito vindo de uma direção diferente.
Holy crap, what the f***? Holy f***, I just saw him again. What the f***? What the f***? Guys? Oh my god, I'm sorry, but... Holy crap, that scared me. Oh my god. I just saw the man up there again. With the half missing face? What the... What are you?
Em seguida, ele viu a mesma entidade que já havia encontrado antes, uma figura semelhante a um homem, com metade do rosto ausente, que apareceu brevemente na escuridão antes de desaparecer. Apavorado, Ângelo correu para o carro e percebeu 2 marcas de mãos inexplicáveis pressionadas contra o capô, como se algo tivesse se apoiado ali enquanto ele não estava por perto. Embora céticos apontem isolamento, medo ou causas ambientais, a atividade crescente, as interferências físicas e os avistamentos repetidos sugerem algo mais agressivo, deixando uma última pergunta sem resposta. O Mount Seven estaria revivendo seu passado trágico ou ainda havia algo ali esperando pelo próximo visitante? Em 5 de novembro de 2020, longe de qualquer cidade e em um local que ela se recusou a revelar, Hannah, conhecida por registrar suas viagens e experiências de vida em seu conteúdo no YouTube, viveu uma noite inquietante. Acostumada a acampar sozinha em áreas remotas da natureza, ela descreveu um episódio que começou com um movimento inesperado próximo ao seu trailer.
I was sleeping, dead asleep last night. Above my cab. All of a sudden, I heard something rummaging through my cab. I was trying to be super quiet, super still. I didn't want to move because I didn't know what was in the back of my truck. And I rolled over and peeked through the window. And I swear there was like this huge thing standing there going through my stuff. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. There's no way it's a person. I'm miles from civilization. I always lock my doors at night. I must have forgot. He must have heard me or whatever it was heard me because it dropped everything and scampered off into the woods behind me. Like ran. It was on 2 legs, so it definitely wasn't a bear because last time I checked, I've seen a lot of bears and bears run on 4 legs. When you're out here in the middle of nowhere in the dark, door was open and this bin was on the ground. The lid was off. There's food all over the ground and I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I just stuck around today because I want to try to figure out what's going on. I just kept my top popped down because if anything happens, I want to be able to bolt out of here with problems. It's getting dark and I want to try to see if I can get something on camera, like what this potentially might be. I don't have the greatest equipment for night shooting because I don't typically shoot at night, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I have multiple forms of protection. I don't know. We're gonna check out and see what happens. It's getting dark. This is a switch I'm gonna use if I see whatever it was lurking in the woods. I'm gonna flip the lights on, turn the camera on, and hopefully I can get it on camera.
Ela contou que acordou com um barulho repentino dentro do motorhome, um tipo de som que não deveria existir tão longe de qualquer pessoa. Quando olhou pela janela, afirmou ter visto uma figura enorme curvada mexendo nas coisas ao redor. Ao amanhecer, a porta aberta, o compartimento de armazenamento caído e a comida espalhada apenas confirmaram que algo esteve ali, e por motivos que nem ela conseguiu explicar, decidiu ficar por mais uma noite.
Well, I didn't get much sleep last night for obvious reasons because I had an unidentified creature crawling around in the cab of my truck. And tonight, I want to stay up all night so I can potentially catch it on camera. So I figured it's the perfect opportunity for me to stay up with my Dr. Straight instant mushroom coffee with 7 superfood mushrooms. No, it doesn't taste like mushrooms. Everyone always asks that. It tastes like a nice hot cup of coffee. And every purchase helps support this channel and helps me make more videos like this. You can find it at drstraight.com. And if you don't like coffee, no big deal. Just hit subscribe or give my video a like. That helps support this channel too. But for now, I'm just gonna keep drinking my coffee and perform Operation Surveillance for this unidentified creature. I have the window behind me, the window in front of me, and the window on the door. So I've got all angles covered. Leave me a comment below and let me know the creepiest thing you've ever seen when you're out camping. While I'm down here, I might as well mention, you might wonder why the camper is down. Well, I want to make sure I can get out of here really quickly if I need to, and you can actually sleep without the camper popped up. There's also a bed that you can lay out here. You flip the table and secure it and then put the cushions over it, and you can sleep here instead of up on the bed above. And you can still access all the amenities down below. I can access the fridge, all my storage, I can charge my camera and my phone, and I can access the heater. So I'm just chilling out here, waiting for this creature to come alive. Ugh, I'm a little sleepy. Hopefully I don't fall asleep and miss this guy. I didn't miss him last night. He wasn't very quiet, I'll tell you that. Must have wanted my Oreos. I don't blame him. Those are my favorite. And yeah, I know. I'm not really supposed to be eating Oreos because I'm a health professional, but you know, that's gonna be you and I's little secret. Well, it's been about 3 hours and I haven't seen or heard anything, but I'm gonna keep waiting. Still waiting around. Haven't seen or heard anything. It's getting kind of late. Did you see that thing? I wonder if the outside camera got it. I don't know what that thing was, but that was insane. I've never seen anything like that creature before. It's just ripping through the woods. It is terrifying and I need to get out of here right now. I gotta go. This is insane. I gotta shut this off.
Ela manteve o teto do camper fechado, ficou acordada à base de café e observou cada janela enquanto as horas passavam em um silêncio perturbador. Quase 3 horas depois, algo passou em um borrão diante da janela. Rápido, muito próximo e claro o suficiente para deixá-la em pânico. Ela encerrou a gravação imediatamente e se preparou para ir embora, convencida de que permanecer mais tempo naquele lugar isolado seria um erro que não queria repetir. Alguns espectadores questionaram sua calma, o momento dos cortes e o motivo de ter ficado depois de afirmar que algo enorme passou pelo seu motorhome. Outros disseram que a descrição bate com encontros reais que já tiveram em florestas remotas. Entre o ceticismo e uma familiaridade inquietante, o relato permanece sem uma resposta definitiva. Se algo realmente voltou ao camper naquela noite, suas intenções continuam incertas. Teria sido curiosidade, fome ou algo completamente diferente? Sozinha, a quilômetros de qualquer pessoa, o que decide se aproximar 2 vezes e o que fez isso fugir no instante em que foi notado? Se você chegou até aqui e curtiu o vídeo, não esqueça de se inscrever no canal e deixar seu like. Isso ajuda muito. E aproveita que eu separei mais um vídeo aqui em cima para você assistir agora.